Look here, I said, thoroughly fed up. You said you wanted me to come here to speak about my heritage. Quite right, agreed the stoat pleasantly. We wouldn't have troubled you otherwise. Well, I am not a hare. I have been saying this for many years, and nobody seems to listen. I am a rabbit. If anything, you should be bringing me here to talk about my rabbitage. The badger heaved himself to his feet with great difficulty. Well, he rumbled, if that's the way you're going to be, I suppose you'll forfeit the heritage entirely. I won't forfeit the rabbitage, I said, and I believe the two are easily converted. And this concludes another chapter of Watership Down by Neil Gaiman. Perhaps we'll continue that next week. Welcome to another Short Horror Saturday here at twitch.tv/purblindgamer. I do hope everybody is having a pleasant and relaxing weekend. Work ended up being busy this past week. I got a little bit sick from something I ate on Friday, but there was still too much work to be done. You know how it is. You can't just take off from the office anytime you feel sick. Anarchy. Yeah, industry would shut down. Almost as though multiple guilds are on strike at once. Yeah. That's what I've heard. Hey, well, we won't get sidetracked on tangents. Happy weekend, everybody. And it's the last week of September. I know. I don't know how that happened. Well, I suppose it's a good thing, better thing than being stuck in September forever. And thank you to everybody who came out to my last couple of streams. On Wednesday, we suffered through On Escape, one of the most difficult, frustrating, and pig-headed cinematic platformers ever written, and one that I never intend to touch again. We'll be continuing it tomorrow. And before that, we played a bit more Doom 3, I believe. Oh, and had a bonus stream reading more of Benighted. It's been a nice week filled with different types of horror. Yeah. The puzzles in On Escape are the horror. And hey, Stock for Wooder, welcome in. How are you doing today? So, this week we're breaking it up with a couple more horror games. I play a lot of those, don't I? And I realized, I believe it's next Saturday will be September 30th, won't it? We won't quite be into Spooktober territory. And I was thinking, since last week we played some games, one of the short horror games wasn't really horror, more surreal. I wanted to play traditional horror games this week, and maybe we'll dive into a bit more surreality next week. And then in October, I sometimes play somewhat Halloween-themed games for Short Horror Saturdays, but then I wonder, am I going to run out if I do that for the next 30 years? Gotta be planning ahead. No. Meanwhile, I don't plan the ordinary day-to-day things ahead. Like, rent? Yeah. Pay that $11.50 on the 31st. And then get surprised because there is no 31st. Maybe it'll be back next month. I don't know. I didn't write the calendars. I just bought them. And usually a couple weeks after the new year when they were cheaper. Okay. Living on a budget. One of my roommates came back from Japan today. So we got to hear a bunch of his stories from his trip, which sounded pretty awesome. Should have asked him just how accurate a representation Tokyo Dark is. Let's get on to some gaming. Oh, right, and to remind everybody, I think I forgot to put it in though, as a silly text I have on screen, the community challenge is still going on. Yeah. Maybe I should just leave. Anyway. There's... Oh yeah. The Heritage is a somewhat older... I think it's like 10 years old. And I found it on indieDB, which is one of those sites. It sprang up from ModDB. It's still around, but... yeah, like Game Jolt, you don't hear about it as much. There's still plenty of good free horror games to be found there. I think that was where I found that. Is it Scary Garden Tales 3D? I always really liked that one. Yeah. I had to open the game beforehand. It's kind of fussy. Like, it doesn't remember your resolution settings. And then there's weird things when you try to change it. But anyway. Okay, standard stuff. Ooh, notebook. Why is it that we always yearn childhood memories when we lost someone? Why those memories become painful nightmares when we lost someone? This is how I'm feeling, yearning those beautiful moments lived in her house, a woman so wise, wisdom that is only kept in my memory after she passed away 3 days ago. It's time to abandon those confusing thoughts and return to that place, her house, so full of memories and knowledge, questions. Perhaps I will fully find inner peace. Oh, press S to jump intro. Is that a shadow? Is there blood dripping from her eye? I'm sure it's a shadow. A note from my grandma? I should read it. No need, already in my notebook. Beloved granddaughter, as you are reading this note, I'm dead by now. Please don't be sad and pay attention to what is written in this note. I've discovered something beyond imagination, indescribable to your senses of the world. I left my will within notes and puzzles that will help you understand. Search the clock for a key. You got a plate. An old wooden clock. Seems to be broken. Oh, here's Doc. Yes, I saw that today. I didn't have a box. I think it was a mistake. Because we had the box redeemed for Doom 3 on Sunday, and then I think I accidentally turned it back on. Because I don't have that many game boxes there. I did record a couple more videos of me looking at game boxes. I'll have to add those one of these days. You search the clock, you discovered a small piece of metal behind it. It's a key. You take it. Yeah, I agree. The box of the day are so much fun. I wish I had a lot more boxes. Like here and in general. Well, you know, I have a pretty good collection, I guess. But always more. Need more. And, they're getting more expensive, especially the sought-after ones. And I enjoy buying the dead obscure ones. Like Monster Math. Like it when the game is actually in the box in a perfect world. It can play CDs and MP3. It has a radio, too. Still, I'm not turning that on. Oh, right. When you have redeem for box of the day and you don't have the box, and then you have to find something like, examine a box of cereal. Examine one of the old boxes. Pull a random box out of my closet. Ah, what's in here? Oh. Bottles of liquor that I bought on sale. Books that I bought on sale. I don't know what that is, but it needs to be thrown away. A dangerous thing, opening random boxes. Anyway, we can take just about everything. Ooh, flashlight. Strange, it doesn't work. Pot. We're leaving it in there because it called the kettle black. My grandmother always loved when I helped her in the kitchen. When she cooked, I would smell the delicious smell of food. Yeah. Wish that text was a little bigger, but it's not really small. Oh, hey, we can open the window. A wooden floor? What is this? Wooden floor covered with grass. Oh boy. Combination lock. Weird combination lock. Like, who ripped the controls off of a VCR? A lock prevents me from opening the door. Yeah, does look like a pretty cool one. Back when there weren't quite so many horror games. I think it was 2010. It was definitely a little while ago. Check all the drawers. 48th anniversary. Oh god, hopefully this game doesn't have... I would be very surprised if this game had platforming levels. Very surprised. I'm guessing that's Grandma. Jewelry box. A pretty nice TV. I like to watch it while getting asleep. Maybe it was a pretty nice TV when this game was released, but most people wouldn't like it so much now. I'd watch it. Kaluza frame. Theodore Kaluza. She named him a few times, along with Klein. It has to do with space dimensions. Wonder if that's what she discovered. The battleship level. Yeah. Which, it was interesting, I'll give it that. Can't reach the bin. What's in the bin? No, nothing. We're just carrying a trash can around now. Oh, we can turn on the lights. I just got here. I want to meditate the loss and remember the months I spent with her. Unlike other washing machines, this does not make much noise. Books. I remember and hated these chemistry books. Grandma helped me a lot studying for elementary school. Let's see what's in the jewelry box. Oh, a small key as for a jewelry box. I'm guessing the jewelry box is locked. You opened the jewelry box with the small bronze key. You found a note inside. Look at the clock. Hour will tell you the row from below to above, and minutes what book to read left to right. Remember, on the shelf to the right in the first floor. Hour to row. Number. From below to above. So from the bottom. Oops. Oh, Kaluza. Kaluza. I remember Grandma named Kaluza before. Something about fifth dimension. Poltergeist activity. A laptop battery. Is that a laptop? Yeah. Looks like an ordinary chair. It's 4. Minutes is 5 minutes. Or does it mean 1? Grandma was obsessed with how things work. Row number from below to above. Minutes from left to right. On the shelf to the right in the first floor. Wait, does she mean the ground floor? Oops. It's not letting me get. Oh, there. Yes. didn't see bookcases on the first floor. Definitely 405. Oh wait. I was looking at the first book, not the fifth book. This appears to be the correct book. I copied the marked text in my notebook. A point in the space would cast any shadow. Then a line will cast a simple dot. A line would be the shadow of the square. Note how a 3D object reflects a 2D shadow. Lastly, we can imagine the shadow of a 4D object, 5D counting time as dimension, being a... The rest of the text is struck, and in the margin a question mark is drawn. Yeah, this does look awfully confusing. What does it mean? Point in the space wouldn't cast any shadow. I think I get what it's saying, but what's the importance of it? Now I'm standing on the banister. Let's see what other books there are. Geometry in space. Hypercube? What? We're talking about sequels to classic sci-fi thrillers now? Yeah! It's like, I get it, you like theoretical physics, Grandma, but couldn't you, like, have the will and the puzzles separate? Einstein books. She always claimed him as the greatest genius of all time. Yeah, I hated chemistry. Hypercubes. Curious Grandma. Really interesting books about the universe. Oops. Buddhism. Some books about Buddhism religion. Books I never heard of. Oh, novel books. Not ordinary books. An anatomy encyclopedia. Boring. Wizard Battle Dome. My grandma used to read me these when I was just a little girl. Sounds like Grandma had excellent taste. So, I guess these volumes explain our minds. Also explain alternative spellings. 6 volumes of geography atlas in total. And they all look wildly different. 4 volumes about world's history, part 1. Zeitgeist, the book. It's about conspiracies. The Mystery of the Atom. Intriguing title. Also in 5 volumes. What else we can interact with? Yep. I'm gonna see if I can put the dishes away, since I don't know what to do. Uh-oh. The red kettle and the plate seem to have been fused together. Oh no, they're there. I love making coffee in this red kettle. Okay, maybe. Paul was calling the kettle red. Well, I suppose no, the pot talks about when no one's here. Why am I carrying a bin? Because it's an adventure game. I'm surprised we didn't try and slip the stove into our pocket. What is this? Press E to accept that it is there. Let not question Grandma. Oh. No, it can't pick up, it does. We have the jewel box, but the only thing inside was a note. As we used the key on the jewel box and got the note that said, explained the clock puzzle. And I'm assuming there's nothing else in here. Battery for a laptop. Since when my grandma has a laptop? Oops. Shoot. I didn't mean to do that. Did we? I feel like we've looked through all the drawers pretty well. You want to move while crouching. The game's like, this is not Shinobi. Yes, that's just clothes. 48th anniversary. Kinda looks like Grandma has claw marks on her shoulder, like something big slashed her. But I think that's just her dress. Wait, what's that say? Smoke. Yeah, like the note from the jewelry box directed us to the note in the book, which talks about casting shadows and theoretical physics. I think this says Darker Smoke Studios. I can't comment or learn anything from the photo, it seems. Right, leave. Is that a bidet? Bricks wall. This wall wasn't here the last time I visited my grandmother. Yeah, where did Grandma keep the sledgehammer? project. Or, I don't know. Dot and line. I mean, since this is the only puzzle we have, and this is the only clue we have, yeah, why do puzzles have to be like this? Well, I suppose puzzles need to make the games challenging. Better than poking that damn shape on the lock, trying to get the right pieces illuminated. I'll tell you that. In space. Point, line, point. Line, square. And now let's just try them these dimensions. Hey, Great White Knoll. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Well, we did see a chair slide across the floor. Say more stumped than spooked. I hope you're having a good weekend. I'm doing all right, thanks. Yeah, not bad. Shit. If it's shadows, like try line casts point, square casts line, and then cycle the other one. Oops. Seems to be a 3D shape. Maybe try a progression of shadows, if you will. Yeah. Maybe it's, well, the first thing it says is a point casts a shadow of nothing, so maybe let's see if it's like try the shadows cast by the 5 dimensions. A point casts nothing, a line casts a point, a square casts a line. And what, the 3D object casts a square. Right. I solved it. Yay. That dimension casts a 3D object as a shadow. Over here. Can't reach it. I'll get closer. Is that one of those old non-motorized lawnmowers? Yeah. I think so. It's a little rusty, but it does the job. Let's cut the grass off the wooden floor. A demolition hammer. Let's hit someone on the head with that. Was ist das? There's a hidden basement. With another lock. Jesus, Grandma. Yeah, it's like they're slightly raised or lowered. Let's smash something first. That should work. Yeah. Hypercube. Dimension. Link. Oh, you're getting sleepy. Have you had a long day, Great White Knoll? In the fifth dimension, time is perceived the same way that in the fourth dimension. This discards the possibility of entities. The possibility of entities can be reflected in the future, but it is right to think that they can see our past as reflections. Oh, glad you got a lot done today. Hope it was good stuff. They're saying entities can't be reflected in the future, but they can see shadows of our past, I guess. Hey, big fatty. Welcome in. I'm doing all right. How about you? You guys, please go check out Big Fatty Plus. Streams a bunch of different types of retro games. What was it you were streaming this week? Also, although there is no way they can enter in them, just in our present. Oh, into the past. Also, there is no doubt they can see through objects, or in other words, they can see each side of an object without even rotate it. Confusing. Sounds very cubist. Legend of the Ghost Lion for the NES. It's a great title. I don't think I know that game. You have a good time with it? The only thing they need to come here is concentrate energy so they can visualize a point in space-time and reflect themselves. Obviously, the entity must be in close distance to... An interesting game, huh? To perceive, I guess. The energy that will serve as link. This will help understand better. The battle music is very annoying. Oh, so is it like an RPG? It's the past, this is the present. And then we decided to stop labeling things. Oh, that's the source of energy. And then the entity reflects into the present. Oh, they can't enter. They can see our past, but they can enter our present, is my understanding. It's interesting that time would work the same for the 5th dimension as it does for the 3rd. I wonder if that's a legitimate theory or if that's something they made up for this game. So do we want to bring these entities here? Rotation puzzles. Yeah, I guess we're seeing into the neighbor's yard. There's just some very interesting fences we have around our property. Cardboard boxes. Old stuff. Maybe there's something useful in here. Yeah, all we need is a sledgehammer. We can solve many puzzles with sledgehammers. Turn on. Oh, it's a projector. Like, what is it? Is it here or something? Roll-top desk. I need a key. The circle of our visible dimensions and time as we grasp it is... oh. That's what this is. It is logically correct to think that a 5th dimensional object can reflect its shadow in our dimension. Yeah, more confusing stuff. Oh. Glad you're getting comfy. Yeah, I feel like my brain's not really processing these once we get beyond the 3rd dimension. In the 5th dimension, they can see all through lower dimensions. Are they able to see our past or even our future? with us. It's stuck. It has some latches, as if someone wanted something from, or some scratches, as if someone wanted something from within desperately. Always check every drawer. I blame Military Quest. And, you know, plenty of other games. My passing in front of the beam doesn't cast a shadow. Am I a ghost? Oh, it's another representation of the dimensions, I guess. Old wooden frame. We probably don't know. Probably need some other clue to solve this puzzle. Look at that basement. There's Grandma buried a laptop under her yard and hid the battery somewhere else. Center's first dimension. Edge is last dimension. Yeah, I think these are the 4 dimensions, and this is the 5th dimension. But I don't know if you're supposed to press them in order, or... Remember, time's on the bottom. It's not that simple. I can't interact with that. Did we? No, we didn't take the piece of paper with us. That would be silly. Actually tell us how to solve anything, and that we need energy sources. Dimension builds on the others. I can't tell what this thing with the 3 circles is. Yeah, you shouldn't need a key when you've got a hammer. Don't want Grandma to come back and haunt us for damaging our desk. Yeah, you know, but maybe Grandma didn't feel an emotional connection to the wall. That was just part of the puzzle. She's like, well, I'm going to make my granddaughter solve puzzles and use clues to find my will, and one of those puzzles is I'm going to build a wall blocking off the attic and lock up the sledgehammer. My grandma was having entirely too much fun here. And I'm guessing this is the same, seems to be the same pattern as the lock on the basement, though that's more of a circle than a diamond, or more of a diamond than a circle. But I don't know. Where am I stuck? Oh, I'm stuck in the drawer. Maybe this is telling us how to solve hypercube. Concentrate energy. We can visualize a point in space-time. An entity must be in close distance to perceive the energy. And which side the entity's on. I'm guessing that this means power. And this is a point. And this is... What that they reflect themselves are used to perceive the point. Although it did.
Streamer, game on stream.
So.
Streamer, I'm afraid. Streamer,
Oh,
you must pause the
hey.
stream. Streamer got a raid. Here's a raider
Dragon
leading
of the
raiders.
West.
Welcome raiders. Are the raiders
Welcome
alligators?
in.
Raider, grackle.
Thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing today? You guys, please go check out... Oh my gosh, Seacross. Thank you so much for the subscription. Wow, 26 months. I really appreciate it. Welcome in, you guys. I'm Purblind Gamer. I'm a legally blind retro and variety streamer who plays some action, some adventure, and quite a bit of horror. And Dragon of the West. Thank you for the subscription. 11 months. Wow. Really appreciate that. And yeah, tonight we're doing Short Horror Saturday, and we're playing this older freeware horror game called
Well, shit. If you can't trust a bunch of megalomaniac pseudo-Nazi psychopaths, who can you trust?
Thank you so much for the bits, Dragon. That's so kind of you. You guys are so generous. But how is your stream? You're playing Cards Against Humanity, he says. A Cards Against Humanity lab. Sounds fun. That game's awful in the best way possible. And hey, is it Jeffrey1504? Oh, we got a redemption for drink something.
So here's a pleasant
think I
place
have
to be
tea.
with the weirdest stuff you'll ever see.
Aw,
Purblind
Seacross.
Gamer Twitch TV.
Thank you so much for the gifted sub to Jeffrey. That's really, really kind of you. But yeah, how was your stream, Dragon of the West? I hope it was suitably obscene and shockingly offensive. As for drinking something, I don't have tea.
Yes,
But
I'm
here's my
being
go-to.
followed by a Twitch viewer. Twitch
Oh,
viewer.
thank you so much for the
Twitch
follow,
viewer.
Jeffrey. Hey, welcome to the community. And cheers. It's not quite tea, but it is made from a plant, and so is tea. That'll wake you up. That's what depressants do. They wake you up. Exactly. It's a mixture of water and something based on a plant. No, alcohol is, for all practical purposes, tea. There's a reason why the Irish called it mountain tea. Because they made it in the mountains. Yeah, so we're kind of stumped in this game right now. It's not a long game, but it has reasonably tough puzzles, and a lot of it involves theoretical physics and multiple dimensions. Oh god, those ski-free emotes are great. So I'll show you what we're dealing with. We found this paper in our grandmother's attic after we smashed a wall with a sledgehammer. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The little lightning bolt is the energy stock. In the fifth dimension, time is perceived the same way as in our dimension. That discards the possibility of entities being reflected in the future, but it is right to think that they can see our past as reflections. Although there's no way they can enter into them, just into our present. Also, there's no doubt they can see through objects, or in other words, they can see each side of an object without even rotating it. The only thing they need to come here is to concentrate energy, so that they can visualize a point in space-time and reflect themselves. Obviously, the entity must be in close distance to perceive the energy that will serve as the link. This will help understand better. Entity perceives a point charged with energy in the present and reflects themselves into our present. They reflect themselves. It's hard to wrap my brain around this. So... should we... see if I'm interpreting this correctly. I'm trying to turn it in a way that symbolizes the entity reflecting itself here. Is it at the center? Oops. Make sure I tried it all the times when I had the power on the outside. Look, those are slightly different. Looking at the rectangles. Yeah, on each level one has these little extra lines in the corners and the other doesn't. Again. From the center to the edge. Okay. The energy starts at the center. The entity must be the energy starts in the center. The entity must be in close distance to perceive the energy. The point and the energy go together. It's confusing. Energy ends at the center. And now these different rectangles. It's hard to tell exactly what they represent unless... Is this one supposed to be like the 5th dimensional one? It looks a little more complex. Kind of like when we were looking at the diagram of dimensions upstairs in the attic. I feel like I'm not smart enough to figure this one out. Could brute force it. Supposed to do that. That's what I'm guessing, that the triangle frame here is what we're lining everything up into. Help it focus the energy. I just feel like that's the important one. I think it only matters on the centers. You mean which ones are lined up in the triangle? That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, it's a cheap way to do the puzzle. I solved it. Okay, I think that makes sense. Since if we assume the entity's in the center, it uses the energy and then reflects itself off the more complex shape into the cube of our present. What have we here? A cherry bomb. Oh, a steel ball. The steel ball, it has a line carved on it. At the bottom, the number 1 is engraved. Oh, wait. Maybe this goes into that lock. Not lock, but the 3 holes on the desk? Perchance? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Circle of our visible dimensions and time as we grasp it. It is logically correct to think that a 5th dimensional object can reflect its shadow on our dimension. In the 5th dimension, they can see all and through lower dimensions. Are they able to see our past or even our future? And definitely it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting stuck in that damn little drawer. Doesn't seem to be telling us anything new exactly. Is that an online version of Cards Against Humanity you were playing, Dragon? Oh, the Hypercube one? Yeah, it did. I was just not thinking about it the right way. This one. Four and 5 were the same. I don't know what their default is. I think it's not pressed down. It's really subtle if they're pressed down or not. That's not. Something about reflecting into our dimensions. Yeah, there's quite a bit of text about each of the puzzles, and it's like you have to sort through it a little bit. Also, they're still not letting us. Yeah, they don't let us carry the piece of the paper with us, so you have to go back upstairs if you want to read it again. Which... Sorry, that one didn't say anything else about how they can reflect, did it? Still not going to look through the boxes. And the 5th, they can see all through the lower ones. They can reflect themselves into number 3. Right. You mean the projection stock? I mean, it did, but I'm not seeing how this will help us solve the puzzle any. They're just kind of illustrating the way each dimension builds on the previous ones, is my understanding. And maybe it's part of a puzzle we haven't gotten to yet. I can't see this helping us get into the basement unless... Oh no, it's the same progression. 1 to 2 to 3. 4. Oh, that's different. But... It's weird, the way it's laid out, it looks like it's showing 1, 2, 3, and 5 in this diagram, then adds 4 in that diagram. Suppose. I'm mucking about within that order. Yeah, wait. Are these arrows? You mean on the tops of these buttons? God. Blurry, but they do seem to have some kind of shape. Let me see if I can ratchet up the graphical settings, and if that helps. Fuck! Am I still live? Okay. Okay. No, it changed my resolution without telling me when it changed the graphical settings, is my understanding. There should be laws. Yeah, it's definitely clearer, but these things don't look like they're... Oh my god, are they arrows? There's no way to move them. They're pointing is... It doesn't really look like they're pointing, does it? unnerving. I'm just waiting for the crash. Or God knows what else. I don't know, I'm not understanding this puzzle at all. The way the arrows pointed. Yeah, because they were pointing on diagonals. The hell was... Yeah, I mean, it did kind of look like that, but I don't think so, because, you know, there's a horizontal arrow and then, like, diagonal and curved arrows. Okay, let's get this back to normal. Yeah. Still says quality level's high, so why did it change the... You know what, I ain't gonna question it. See how that can be 1024 by 768 if it's filling up my widescreen monitor. There. Remember when I said at the start of stream the settings were weird? Oh, thank you so much for the contribution to the community challenge, Big Fatty. Really appreciate it. Oh, the game's not capturing. Yeah, sometimes it does that. Ah, BitBit does the trick. No. Where were we? All right. Wandering around lost. Try running through them again. No, they're making sure they're all in the same starting position. Nah, you can't hold and move. It's like you click and it toggles it up or down, but that's seems to be all you can do. And right click does nothing. Go back up and look at that paper again, but I don't know that it's going to help me. Meh. What the heck? I'm going to look up a hint. Assuming I can find hints for this game. That's always the danger with the obscure things. That's my understanding stuff. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is doing it in a certain order. Now, unfortunately, there is a hidden object game called The Heritage, and there are many walkthroughs online for that. And now I did stalk, because here I can show you guys. Eve. The jewelry node is the one we were looking at that helped us find the book, which gave us the key to the combination lock. A lot of following notes in this game. Trying to dismiss my notebook with tab. Let me. Interesting. Look it up and a screenshot pops up with much more basic graphics from when they were developing it. Oh, good. Here's somebody playing it. Yeah, I'm amazed by how fast other people figure out some of these things. Seems to be right about here. Wait. What did they do? Sorry, I'm watching this video and it's so subtle, the changes when they toggle them. One, two, three, five, four. Why did I think I tried that? Start the same way. Why? Because the fifth dimension reflects itself into the third dimension. So maybe it was that thing on the wall then, like I was... Because it did seem to show that... Like it added the fifth dimension before the complete circle with the fourth dimension, so... Yeah, I mean, it's got pretty abstract. I thought I'd tried that before, but I must not have. Okay, whatever. Got it open. Oh, Grandma's got a bunker down here. What's that? Oh, is that my foot? Oh. There's a writhing skeleton on that table. Chemical bottles. Some strange compounds. Oops. A stethoscope, some syringes. Does that say osteoscope? Oteoscope? Nothing I can use. Yeah! Like, it's creepy enough even without the skeleton in here. Like, what is Grandma up to? Some analysis notes. Hieroglyphics to me. Wonder if in whatever language the developers like originally speak, that's what the idiom is. Hieroglyphics rather than Greek. Advanced medical equipment. I won't be able to understand it. Yeah, there's a microscopes. They're pretty complicated to use. Okay, there's the laptop that we found the battery for. Oh, wow. So I haven't looked at a periodic table much in recent years, and turns out they've named some of the elements that were just named by their numeric value before. 118. We got a lot of elements. Looks like Spanish. Número atómico. Punto de ebullición. 4. Yeah, it seems like the real periodic table. But I noticed that 4 and that 8 are circled. Which brings us to iron, or ferros, if you will. Oh, yeah. That language seems to be. Yeah. Fun fact. Ferris wheels were originally built out of iron. That's how they got their name. experiment phase. What? Yeah. Now they're trolling me in another language. I mean, I knew English wasn't their first language based on some of the little errors in the text, but I don't know if they're actually trolling me with periodic table. Might be the most straightforward thing we've seen. Yeah, we still got the sledgehammer. Ah. Yeah. 2 digits iron number. It's nice that they tell us iron is Fe, because, you know, I don't think it says that on the table, and not everybody knows that. I was paying attention at least one day in high school chemistry. And then they started talking about moles, and Pivnert, and balancing equations. And I was like, is it English class yet? So it was 48. No, last anniversary together. 48th, she was by herself. I'm guessing a mausoleum. So. And iron is 26. Oops. Yeah. Is it 48 then? And we're in. Clear now. Comparing the results from the university laboratory, there's no doubt. Proof. No. Maybe it expects us to be playing this in widescreen. Don't try and go full screen on me. Resolution. Here. Allow me a moment. There. Oh yeah, I just noticed that. You're right, Sock. They have a save function even though this isn't a terribly long game. Just for fun though. It's clear now. Comparing the results from the university laboratory, there's no doubt. I have proof. I sent the video and the audio file. I hope to receive an answer soon. I made contact with my husband entity, or part of him. I actually have discovered the 5th dimension and solved lots of questions. Ghosts? No. It's just a reflection, or part of the entire entity. Of course, I still need to do some more research. As for now, I'm not able to understand entity. Difficulty to pass through our dimension. I could measure the energy produced when he died, and I could prove how that energy disappears into the next dimension. All these years of sacrifice. Finally, I can talk to him again, see him, feel him. The ultimate question is solved. Life after death? Affirmative. All you can do. Yeah, well, you got a funny way of copying it to your notebook, lady, because I ain't seeing it. Oh. There we are. Phase 1. Weight loss when brain died. Energy sensors activated. Instantly after brain's death. Energy dissipated in exactly 666 milliseconds. Energy measurement, 66.6 kilowatts. I don't think I like these numbers. Whatever. We'll just leave the resolution as is. What? What is happening here? Was she experimenting with my... No, can't be. My grandfather. Number 6 shaming. Well, when there are 3 of them together... Like in Doom 3. There, 666. Just making sure there's nothing here we can pick up. Oh, that's the drawer. That noise. I don't think there's anything else to take here. Right, my stomach. I'm starving. I haven't eaten since I got here. Close the refrigerator. Very fast closing refrigerator. It's interesting that you can turn all the lights on and off. Night isn't falling. Ooh. Grandma? Now it's instantly raining. Jinxed it. Jinxed it by mentioning the lights. Hey, Toasty, welcome in. Oh, you're kink shaming the antagonists. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out who the antagonists are. You guys should check out Toasty. Who's a retro streamer. How's your weekend going? More of a potato. Or do you use a potato to stream? Let me get back to somewhere where I can... find the light switch. Oh. That's a shame you had to work on a Saturday. Spend so much time fixing things. They're light switches. Oh no. I'm sorry. Whoa. It's supposed to be 20 minutes and it turned into hours. The power is out. Oh. But you were able to figure it out. Good for you. Yeah, those jump scares. That was two separate things that broke and you had to fix both of them. I guess those are just clouds. I didn't notice a breaker box or anything, but yeah. No, it is dark. And they won't tell us the controls. Yeah. Why did they do that? I'm sure they already did. We have a flashlight, but it's using the flashlight is a different matter. Yeah. We already picked up one dinner plate. I'm also afraid if we... Yeah, no, they're definitely down. So you just got here, but it's night and it's raining, so... I'm trying to... find my way back upstairs. Watched a movie called M3 Gone. Oh wait, is that the one about it's like a doll or a robot or something like that? It's like supposed to be like Megan. Oh, okay. And you thought that was a good one? That's cool. I remember when that came out. It was like last year, was it? In the theaters, but I never saw it. That's a good way to pitch it, Toasty. Load a Chucky doll with an AI instead of a demon. Or a killer. Oddly, the projector still seems to be projecting. But now the flashlight not working. Yeah. It sounds like a creepy one, Big Fatty. Something downstairs startled us, and I didn't really get a look at what. Yeah, it's the other room. Please look if see if there's a README file that tells me how to use the flashlight. Nope. How fuck then? Oh no. I mean, it doesn't even show me what it is. I mean, I saved, but a poorly coded game is a pain in the ass when you reopen it. It doesn't save your settings. There goes nothing.